So I'm guided to begin by a few transmissions that are choosing to come through at this time. And these are transmissions that are being brought to us with this amazing goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi. Diwali time is a very interesting time. And yes, we have Lakshmi as like center stage of this time. And there are several other ascended masters that are given the status of God that also come in with very specific powers at this time. You know, we begin with Ganesha. We also have Lord, Kuber, Dhanantri. We've got Lord Krishna. Tomorrow is a very special day with Lord Krishna and how he works with the environment, and someone who's always gone along with the environment. So he's going to be very present. And then there are relationships and relating. That is a really important part of this time on our planet. We have a very specific day, which is all about the relationship between brother and sister. There's the day tomorrow where Lord Krishna worked with the rain and the mountains and the anxiousness of people to bring about to lift up the mountains so the rains could come in. It was necessary at the time to wash off a lot of dark energies that were present in that region. And rather than stop the rain, which he could easily have done, he lifted the mountain and got everybody to come underneath the mountain. And it became a very special pilgrimage for a lot of Indians. The beautiful message of, just working with it as opposed to, stopping the natural course of nature. It's a very profound Diwali this year. It's come towards the last stretch of 2020 energies, where the 100x multiplier is applied to anything and everything that we are vibrating. This Diwali is a time where there is going to be a particularly increase in number of souls departing. And their departure is going to come from choice. So, there may be some that have been, struggling, going in and out, and they will choose to go at this time. It's as if a pathway, like they've started their journey, but their pathway wasn't clear. There will be souls that have resisted, making the switch. And it isn't their time, but because they've resisted making the switch, now with the 100x multiplier, it's actually become very difficult for them to continue. So then they would choose to depart at this time. But I want all of you to know, if there are people in your lives that have chosen to depart at this time or nearabouts, just know that the moment they do, they go instantly into the light. It's as if, like some of you have heard me say, that we go through 13 layers before the soul actually joins with its light. The pathway is completely illuminated. So the departure will take them straight to their light. And they will be in a state of complete peace, wishing and blessing us to find peace in their departure. If any of them depart at this time, and there is one of our miracle journeyers, her son chose to ascend, just a short while ago. And my invitation to you is, if that occurs for you, it's quite nice to actually lay down a plate of food for the next 3 to 5 days for that person, in the honor of that person. Not because that person's energy is there, it is really for you to complete with them. The interesting and a really positive thing that is happening is when souls depart at this time, the illumination is so strong, they will go straight to the light, which means that, you may not have the time to feel complete about it. And there is no carpet to put anything under. There is no closet to hide anything in, because the light is so bright that illumination will make whatever it is that you are trying to put away very visible to you all the time. So if there is any such experience, certainly if a soul departs that you knew, put a plate on the table when you have your meal, presencing their memories. And you don't have to do anything, and you can, if you want, share the memories with this empty space. But it is really, you're doing it for a completion for yourself. The more we come into, this is a unique opportunity. It's a very unique 5 days of celebration of light. Because each one of these, we had the Thailand Festival of Light just before Diwali kicked in. And that opened up certain doorways to allow in an even more profound depth of unveiling that became available to us at a cellular and a nanocellular level with this time, which is the Diwali that is being celebrated in India. So we have an opportunity to really feel at one with our own inner illumination. So every step you take, every breath you take, you are breathing in, like a waft of air that further brightens your light. And you're breathing out. Every time you breathe out, you literally are spreading that illumination around. And this illumination, the good thing about it is you are in the light. When you are in where there is light, there is no darkness. Even a tiny sliver of light means there is no darkness. Now, when you are consciously in your light, it basically means everything is revealed. Everything is visible. So if you have been holding on to unrequited feelings, or you have been holding on to some stuff that you classify as your secrets that you don't really want others to know, they will be revealed to you. It's time for you to complete on all of that. And how do you complete on all of that? We just did a session on Friday on unconditional acceptance. It is on Facebook Live. You can go ahead, and there are some 7 steps, which are very practical steps to arrive at that unconditional acceptance. And you can also, if you just allow yourself to be, with whatever is being revealed, without necessarily going into any form of justification or judgment or evaluation, but just really allowing yourself to be with it, it will dissipate, it will complete. It's a big opportunity for us to complete. I talked about at the start of 2020, in fact, even before the start of 2020, and I know that some of you have been there in salons that I did even before 2020 began, where I talked about 2020 is going to witness, we are going to experience and witness the unleashing of every element in its full might. And it was to begin with fire, and it began with fire, followed by air, which is a coronavirus, and water and earth. So all of that has occurred. And the reason why the elements have been unleashed in their full might is so the power of those elements is anchored on the planet. So you don't necessarily have to engage in a ritual yourself. You can literally presence the energy of fire. Once you feel that you are complete, you have said or communicated or been with whatever it is that you were hiding from yourself or didn't want others to know. When you feel complete, bring the fire element energy on. You don't even have to light a fire, but you can bring it on and just say, give it over to fire. What does fire do? Yes, it destroys, but it destroys with the intention of transmutating the state for a higher purpose. But the state is transmutated to such an extent that it can never go back to the way it was before. The air will blow it off, and you will be able to see clearly. Water washes off that which prevents you from getting into your flow, and you can get into your flow. The earth element got activated somewhere around May, June time this year. And its only function this time has been to just literally, take from you anything that you release to it. And those of you who were on my calls at that time, you heard me talk about you are armed with your own red button, and you can literally press that red button, and whatever it is that you wish to release to the earth can be released to the earth. What we got introduced to the last time we did the Beyond meditation was this beautiful diamond crystal that is present in the core of the earth, which is like the sun that is in the center of our earth. So the core that is molten, again, has a transmutational effect. It grounds it, and the illumination, which is a very powerful healing illumination that we receive. Because sometimes when you're clearing and releasing stuff that has been there in your physical body or in your field, there's a hollowness that is created, and that empty space fills up. Now, if you've cleared off all of the energy signatures of illnesses, anxious anxieties, and stuff that doesn't serve you, if you're already in that clear space, then you have a little bit of a pause that allows you to receive the healing light from the core of the earth. Now, if you haven't yet cleared those things out, then those areas where a gap is created as you're releasing, they fill up instantly with other stuff which matches the energy signature of what you're clearing. Now, once you're aware of that, you can very consciously create your own pattern interrupts. When you engage in a clearing engagement where you do the 9-4-6 breath, then you start scanning in concentric circles, and in that scan you're clearing, and let's say you're focusing on a particular emotion, you feel where it is in your body, and you start doing this clearing thing. You pause for a bit and allow yourself to receive that healing golden light from the sun that resides in the center of our earth. So then that healing light will fill up. That healing light has such a powerful vibrational frequency of our creator. Then that is what starts to magnetize more of the same. Now, the great news is at this time, when we have the presence of our goddess of light, which is River Ganga, the goddess who brings in the flow of prosperity, which is Lakshmi, who is present with us. And we are going to talk about Krishna as well, who literally works with whatever energies are prevalent at the time, but holds true to the intention, and therefore the flow changes to match the intention that he has set. We are presencing that prowess here as well in our midst. You will be able to call on all of these energies to support you to rise into your light and feel comfortable in your own illumination. Even when you see stuff that just doesn't feel good and it's come out from within you, you will be able to give your cells permission, give your field permission to release that which no longer serves you. So use this time to bring about a completion of various clearings that you're engaged in. A few other messages, like there are 3 very specific messages from our goddess about the flow of prosperity. Prosperity has 7 very specific components that make up prosperity. There are 2 components that are not that will be replaced at some point. But they are there because they form an important part of the systems and structures that run the course of humanity. So there is money. Prosperity does have money in it. And money exists in the form of its new energy signature, which is that it is a gift from our Creator, given into our hands to make this planet a place of pure love and joy. So money is there. There is also the cash flow equivalent of money, so that there is money at your disposal. Just because we do have systems and structures that call for money, that also makes up prosperity. Health is a very important part of prosperity. Our full spectrum health, that is, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, and environmental. Wealth is also a part of prosperity. Wealth brings in it the unconditional acceptance aspect of the richness of our life. We also have the attitude of abundance. So here I'm talking about the 7 things that make up, 7 constituents of the flow of prosperity. So the attitude of abundance is an important aspect of that. We also have relationships. And, it really is the exquisite, enchanting relationships. And what determines a healthy flow of prosperity is exquisite, enchanting relating in relationships. And the 7th one is a mindset. It's a flow mindset. A mindset where you are comfortable flowing with flow. We're talking about flow of prosperity, and yet we tend to be quite rigid about what should and should not be when it comes to certain elements that make up prosperity. It could be health, it could be money, it could be wealth. We become very structured. And so we are not actually comfortable with flow itself. So the 7th component of prosperity is the flowing with flow. And hence, prosperity is such an important aspect of the experience of fulfillment that we may or may not experience in our lifetime. For us to be flowing with flow calls us to release should and should nots, calls us to release need to, have to, must do. It calls us to step into our presence. And in our presence, we start connecting with our own rhythm. And sometimes that rhythm begins with your breath. Vipassana is a very beautiful, beautiful way in which you really connect to the rhythm of you through your breath. So when the Creator created us, his intention wasn't that we keep going to the Creator to solve all the bugs that we might come up with. Everything was created with the intention of autocorrect capabilities and devices and tools that we could draw on. And the powers of nature, powers of these 4 elements, powers of the 4 directions, powers of these ascended masters, and the fact that there are particular ascended masters that are center stage at different times, in different celebrations, in different festivals. That is just that was all brought together so that we could take some time and step into ourselves and address whatever it is that this particular ascended master is about. So here we are at this time, focusing on reconnecting to our light and spreading that light, and then doing it in a regenerative way. So getting comfortable with prosperity in its entirety. And we can be flowing with flow. A few months ago, we had the presence of Lord Ganesha here in India. And he is the one who removes obstacles. You know, a time to really step into understanding what are these obstacles? What is a barrier? What are the blocks? And taking appropriate action and choices so that those can be released and removed. You know, after that came the whole presence of Goddess Parvati and the 9 goddesses. How exquisite, right? And how perfect that we have access to all of that. So the first piece is understand prosperity. Lakshmi is about prosperity. It's not enough to just go for money or not go for money. When you go for money, make sure you keep your finger on the pulse to get the cash flow also in place. And all of the other elements, you know, they're all like your pulsometers. You know, keep your finger on that pulse in a conscious way. If you become unconscious about any of those, then, you know, prosperity is anchored. You just won't have access to the fullness of prosperity. You'll have one or the other. And I'm spending this time sharing this here because I'm so present to the 100x multiplier. This is the phase that we are in, where the 100x multiplier is being applied, you know, to whatever it is that we are vibrating. So even in you listening to what I'm saying, at a cellular level, you are receiving those 7 components that make up prosperity. At a cellular level, you're also receiving that they are your pulses that you're going to keep your fingers on, consciously or unconsciously. The second message from Goddess Lakshmi in the context of the flow of prosperity is, it is the message about dignity. One of the biggest showstoppers to the flow of prosperity is the lack of remembrance of our own worthiness. That is what dignity is. And that does not, the exciting thing about this is we are born with dignity. At a soul level, which is where beyond meditation is so powerful, at a soul level, we are plugged into our own worthiness. Unequivocally, unquestionably, it's there. At a conscious level, we sometimes ignore it. And when you ignore your own worthiness, you give yourself permission to ignore that in others and in other living beings. And we have the panic and all of that that we were experiencing before the crown phenomenon began. So the second message this year is station yourself as the dignitarian that you are. Station yourself, recognize yourself, honor yourself as the dignitarian that you are. And just in choosing to do that, you honor your own worthiness. And just in doing that, you are stationed in a place where you will honor that in others. Everything begins with us and ends with us. So in the context of the flow of prosperity, what takes you out of your flow is when you choose to ignore dignity, which is you honoring you for your own worthiness. The third message from our goddess of the flow of prosperity is an invitation to put our attention to the nuances of your feelings, nuance of the choice that you're making, nuance of the consequence of the action you're about to take or the action that you may already have taken. Because if there's an action that has been taken and it has a consequence, and the consequence is massive and it's unacceptable, the way to turn that around is not going to come from focusing our attention on the hugeness of that consequence. It's going to come from one or two or three aspects of nuance that require to be addressed. And the whole thing will shift and turn around. It's that phenomenon where a butterfly flaps its wings and an earthquake occurs somewhere else in another part of the world. So this is something that has been written about and talked about. Nuance is like that. Now, why is she asking us to focus on nuances? In the new world, where all of the 10 commandments are active at a foundation level, it calls for a transformation and a transmutation of us as humans so that we can regeneratively operate from our truth. And that it calls for us to not only achieve a conscious transformation, but also a cellular one and also a nanocellular one. A nanocellular one is where RNA and DNA reside. Now, all of that gets too complicated and too heavy, and none of us really need to understand that. What we can do practically is, when you're choosing an action, at the moment of choice, just engage with the nuance of the consequence of this choice you're about to make. Or let's say you made the choice as a reaction, and it's had a consequence, right? And it's not what you want. Okay, rather than engage with the whole thing, take your time, focus on the nuance of what are those one or two things that you can affect, that are yours to do. And only do those, and you will see the whole thing shift. Having said all of these three messages, the one thing to know, the energy of money, where it is a gift from our Creator given into our hands to make this planet a place of pure love and joy. The energy of money is literally multiplied in all other aspects of prosperity. So if you're engaged in making this planet a place of pure love and joy, you become a magnet for all of those components or constituent parts of prosperity. So having said all of that, we are going to go into beyond meditation, and we're going to do the human vibe attunement chant. And the moment I finish that chant, I will be guided to choose a few of you to give you your key to the flow of prosperity. So I'm just going to begin, and I'm going to go straight into who I'm chosen to talk about. So get yourself to be comfortable wherever you're at. Imagine that the base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth. Drop your hands on either side. Move your palms facing forward. Stretch your fingers a little. Imagine that the tips of your fingers are also connected to the core of the earth. The middle of your feet are connected to the core of the earth. All these connections are taking place with a golden cord. And this golden cord also has the elements of bronze, copper, and titanium. And we've talked about the significance of these elements in the golden cord. It's already activated. Most of you here have been here before. So you're at a cellular level, you've already started working with drawing concentric circles and scanning through those concentric circles. From the top of your crown, you're working your way down, circling around your front of your forehead, the back of your head. Scan everything in between. And in your scanning, you're clearing this time. You're clearing, you're clearing, you're clearing. You're now going to lift your hands and just put them on top of your thighs. The cords that have connected your fingertips to the core of the earth are actually receptacles. So they are going straight into that diamond sun that resides in the center of the core of the earth. And it's actually taking the energy from that diamond into your body. The rest of the cords are releasing and clearing. And you may feel different sensations as you're taking in different levels of healing energies. And this is all the context for what you're taking in is the flow of prosperity. So if any one of those elements of prosperity is lacking or is not sufficient, you are drawing any level of healing that is needed from that central diamond in the core of the earth. It's just entering the tips of your fingers, going all the way up, and from there spreading across your entire body. At the same time, your body is clearing out that which no longer serves you. The power of what we are doing right now is immediately the space that is created from what you're clearing out, and you're clearing out that which comes in the way of you experiencing and enjoying the flow of prosperity. The moment that is cleared, the space that is there is filled with this healing light, because that cycle is occurring right here, right now, as we work through this. You're there somewhere towards the middle of your midriff area, the front of your waist, the back of your middle back, scanning everything in between, the front of your abdomen, the back of your lower back, and you're scanning everything in between. There's a big purging of your abdominal cavity, of your pelvic cavity as well. It's a slight adjustment of the pelvic girdle of most of you that are here. There's a little bit of an adjustment of the small intestine that connects to the large intestine that is releasing some pressure on the sciatica nerve for some of you. And the healing light is going right there. That's top of your thighs, the back of your thighs, the front of your knees, the back of your knees, the front of your shin, the back of your calf muscles, the top of your feet, the base of your feet, the top of your ankles, the base of your heel, the top of your toes, the base of your toes, the tips of your toes. You're just going to be here for a few seconds. So very powerful. Now what we're doing is all the clearing is done. All the clearing is done. What we've done in some areas, for some of you, we've initiated the clearing. It's gone to a point of no return. But because this flow of prosperity piece has been quite heavy and quite serious, it's going to take a few days for that full clearing to occur. But you're on a roll. And you've allowed your body to accumulate enough of that healing light. So whenever anything else that purges out of you, some of you may experience the experience of purging, by the way, over the next few days. So that's just a part of this clearing that is taking place. And whatever gets purged out of you gets replaced with this healing light from the central diamond sun that exists in the core of the earth. You're going to breathe in, do the 9-4-6 breath. You're going to align your mind, brain. So presence your consciousness. And you're going to align it with your heart, which presences your presence in the now. And you're going to align that to your gut, which presences your inner wisdom. So breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just going to take a few of those breaths where you breathe into your heart love, kindness, and compassion. And you breathe out of your heart gratitude and peace. And in doing so, you are presencing your presence as a human, knowing that as a human, you are the vibrational frequency of love. And love is a pure vibrational frequency that is amplifying in nature. In receiving that beautiful healing light from this diamond-like sun structure that sits in the center of the core of our earth, as that is spreading through your body, your own inner illumination is becoming so present and so prolific. It's spreading across your entire field. And that's creating a very powerful connection to the soul being that resides within this human form that you are occupying. And this soul being's presence, in a joyful, wonder-filled way, is harmonizing with your human form. Feel that harmonizing. And that harmonization is being blessed by Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of the flow of prosperity. Allow yourself to receive these blessings. And in activating the receptacles at a cellular and a nanocellular level within you, I am anchoring the completion of the harmonization of your soul presence and this human form. So you're going to repeat after me the human vibe attunement phrases. And as you repeat the human vibe attunement phrases, that declaration is coming from this harmonized presence of you. It has the frequency, the vibrational frequency of your soul presence and the amplifying capabilities of your human form. And literally, your cells, your nanocells, are experiencing a sound bath, like a philharmonic orchestra that has such a powerful resonance that resonance is penetrating every cell and every nanocell in your being. And as that resonance starts to spread, what you become attuned to is being comfortable with flowing in flow. Repeat after me. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Just stay in that space. I am going to give various messages. We will be sharing the recording, so you don't have to interrupt yourself to take notes. Give yourselves permission to receive the message for you if you're the one that is called out. Whoever I speak to, the fact that a message is coming for them and that message is here in our field, there is something for each one of us from every message that chooses to be transmitted. So give yourselves permission to receive that which is most potent and most appropriate and most relevant for you. So the first message is for Janice. Janice Hall. Janice, the message to you from Goddess Lakshmi, your key to the flow of prosperity for you lies in your physical well-being. And because everything else is there, there's a little bit of focus attention that is called for, where you are called to choose you and make the choice of your physical well-being, even though you may feel very obliged or feel obligated to step in and help and support something or someone else. For the next 4 months, just give that focused attention of choosing your physical well-being, Janice. Because the doorway is already open. The only reason you haven't crossed the doorway into this ongoing flow in prosperity is you haven't chosen your physical well-being as a matter of conscious priority. Eliza, just guided to really wish a very happy Deepavali to everyone in your family and extended families, and even the ascended families from your entire lineage and ancestry. The key to the flow of prosperity lies in your flow. What does it mean, lies in your flow? Lies in you becoming aware of flowing in your flow. Becoming consciously aware at a nuance level to what it means for you to be flowing in your flow. So while consciously your mind may say, oh, I'm in my flow, are you flowing in it? That's the key to your flow in prosperity. When you are flowing in flow, that is what opens up the dam of the flow of prosperity to you from all directions, known and unknown. It also anchors you and stations you on solid ground that allows you to expand in a way that you have never expanded before. And this is the time, the fact that you are here at this time calls you to claim your majesty and go expand. There is a 917 number which ends in 6489. I don't know who that is. And this is a message for you. Your key to your flow in prosperity lies in your relationship to yourself. You sometimes over-relate to yourself. And in that over-relating to yourself, you sometimes are only able to see what's at the surface. So there's a calling for you to get some full spectrum, deep dive me time, where you consciously look at the physical self of you, the emotional self, the mental self, the spiritual self, the social self, the environmental self of you. And understand who you are in your wholeness across all of these spectrums, and establish your own relationship to all of you. So there's a calling for you to go into the lay of the land of the full spectrum presence of you. Helene, your key to your flow of prosperity lies in becoming complete on everything that is unrequited in your being. There are a couple of key incidents that may have taken place. One of them, I think, is medical, and there's another one which actually had consequences that were out of your control, and you feel a little bit disheveled and destabilized because of that. It wasn't anything to do with you, it was an error by someone else. And it's time to just complete on anything and everything that has become unrequited as a result of those couple of incidents. Like, if only that hadn't happened, I would have had this. And now I have to be watchful about how I live my life. I'm just giving that as an example, Helene. You know what I'm talking about. So just take the next couple of days to work with that. Meena? The key to the flow of prosperity lies in your health and in you flowing in your flow. What makes you flow in your flow is your writing, and what supports you in transforming your health lies in in singing. Like you singing your song. It's time for you to find your voice and really recognize, up-level the resonance of your voice. You will know that you are out of flowing in your flow because of some excruciating sudden advent of pains. They will go away. But when that occurs, and it occurs, as a repeat pattern, you know you're not flowing in your flow. So allocate a me segment every day where you work with your voice, with your writing, with your song. Jamila, expect I'm saying it right, Jamila. The key to the flow of prosperity for you lies in the love that you hold for yourself. And where it goes out of sync is when you remained attached to the have to and should do's. So what will give you access to really connect to the love of you is going to be asking that question. Is this mine to do? Before doing it. So the calling is for you to interrupt your own rushing to find a resolution by asking this question, is this mine to do? And only choosing that where the answer is an unequivocal yes. If the answer is not an unequivocal yes, you're being asked to not do it. At least for the next 21 to 28 days, you will get into that rhythm of the love of you. Then you can go into, well, what is mine to do and all of that. But right now, for the next 21 to 28 days, just find that, reawaken that understanding. Where is this mine to do? The answer is no, don't do it. That's going to bring in a very unique form of courage that is going to support you to remain stationed and anchored. And that will allow you to really become unleashed in the way you are meant to. Nancy Stenson. The key to the flow of prosperity lies in your knowing. You have the answer to everything, Nancy. And you're one person where there are certain ancestors that have got very unique wisdom that they have been holding on to, only to be released at this time. Like literally right now, I am activating their communication to you of the wisdom that they have been holding on to that is yours to bring forth. And the moment you do that, Nancy, there's some clutter that comes in the way when you are about to make a choice, which sometimes takes you into a state of confusion, that just like the clutter will just disappear and you will know. You're going to enter 2021 with completely decluttered, with a complete, absolute laser beam clarity on what's next. And that's going to come from your knowing. That is the key to your flow in prosperity. If there is confusion about anything from now on, choose not to make that choice until there is clarity, and you will get it very fast. Your knowing is the one that is calling for you to listen, to be heard. Shivani? The key to the flow of prosperity for you lies in your intuitive prowess applied to your very fine intellect and discernment. So, first of all, own your intellect. Trust in your intuition. Combine the two and apply discernment before taking action. That is the key to flow of prosperity for you. We will be creating some magic together, so I'm really looking forward to that. Tokes. Tokes, the key to the flow of prosperity for you lies in you reclaiming the high priestessdom. You spent many lifetimes actually in the land of the goddess Isolde and goddess Isis in Egypt. You have a very unique understanding, and you have not worked with those structures yet, but you have a very unique understanding of the structures that we call as pyramids. And there's a very unique service that is going to get developed, which combines the pyramids with your connection to this realm of ascended masters, combined with the crystalline beings that you have been working with. You've gone through a changing of the guides, Tokes, in the last 7 months. It's been 7 long months. Normally takes 2 weeks. It took me 6 weeks, and 6 weeks is excruciating when you are going through a changing of the guides. It's taken 7 months, so it must have been pretty tough. But you're on the other side. You've got a whole set of new guides. Allow yourself to experience automatic writing. Like literally after this call, set aside an hour and just write. Allow whatever chooses to be written through you to be written through you. And that will describe what I'm talking about, combining the pyramids with the wisdom that you already hold. Reconnect to that time from your previous lives. Tejasvi, the key to the flow of prosperity lies in you reclaiming the celebrity persona and presence of you. It's time for you to show up. It's showtime, and it's show business. And it's your time. When you've been with the goddess of light, and now it's time for that light to shine on you and for you to show up in that way. That is the key to the flow of prosperity. Do it without compromise and without delay. 2021 on is your time, and literally the curtains are drawn, the light is lit. You are the lead character in your act. Bring it forth. The world is waiting. Linda? The key to the flow of prosperity for you lies in your resolve. So there's a journey, Linda, to go through over the next 21 days. And I'm here to support you in that journey. For you to understand all that you are committed to. And for us together to support you to convert that into a resolve. Where that resolve is done and it's anchored. So 2021 will be the unfolding of whatever chooses to come through as actions for that resolve to be realized and be invisible, be in the visibility of everyone that is to benefit from it, that is to support it, that is to experience and savor it. And Linda, if you can come back, after you finish this call, if you can come back online, that would be really great. I just would love to anchor a few pieces with you today. And there are a few messages that I want to give you from your loved one. Jill, the key to the flow of prosperity for you lies in you getting out of the way and out of the box and embracing the fullness of your lineage. Sounds so odd. But you have a very interesting lineage, and here I'm being shown you've actually your at least the last 5 lifetimes of yours have been very carefully orchestrated and selected for this time. So this reconnecting to your lineage I'm talking about is not just from this lifetime, it's also from previous lifetimes. So just reach out to me, message me, Jill, and I will take you on a journey to reconnect with all of those past lineages. And for you to pick up whatever it is that they wish to have you become aware of. Justin, the key to the flow of prosperity for you lies in fluidity and flowing in flow. Lots of fluid stuff. And if you just receive this as a command and allow your higher self to show you what that means, what that looks like for you as a person, for you as a lover, for you as a son, as a brother, for you as a business leader. What does that look like for you as a leader of a community? As a leader that's anchoring a particular vision for the planet, what does that look like? Like literally understand it. The key to the flow of prosperity for all of us, take one of the pieces is nuance. So just apply that nuance level engagement. You do not have to do it in one go because you're called to do a deep dive. It can take the next 7 weeks, 7 months, and maybe even 7 years to realize it all. And that's okay. It would be great for you to use the 100x multiplier of 2020 to discover and uncover what that is for you. Karthik, the key to the flow of prosperity for you lies in trust, in you applying the trust frequency on your choices. Your conscious choices are never only conscious. Your subconscious plays a very big role in that. So it's literally just applying the trust frequency to your choices. And there are several choices that you have questioned, and there are some that you keep questioning. I want you to, rather than question, apply the trust frequency. Even if you don't know what that means, you just say, I apply the trust frequency to this, and move forward without necessarily having the answers for why you made that choice, but actually trust in your ability to choose. There is a degree of perfection that you have mastered through all of your previous lifetimes and landed in this lifetime. There is absolutely no reason for you to question your trust ever, as long as you are choosing that which is the best for you. That is the key to the flow of prosperity for you. And that's all I'm allowed to share today. So receive everything that I have shared with others as elements, as wisdom, as guidance that also applies to you. And with that, I invite you to just rub your hands against each other in front of your throat. Put them over your eyes, open your eyes, and then take them to the top of your head, the back of your head, on either side of your neck, down your shoulders. Do an energy sweep and blow. Happy Diwali. I would love to hear in the chat anything that you wish to say to complete the session. And I know we are way over time. So if you need to go and be somewhere, please go ahead and do that. And if you can share your word, that would be completely brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you, Janice. Love, only love, light. Thank you so much. I'm deeply appreciative. Receive, receive. Thank you, Mynoo. Receive. Majestic. Thank you, Gaurav. Gratitude, blessings. Grateful and centered. Thank you, Yash. Trust and immense faith. Gratitude, gratitude. 5 hearts for us all. Happy, happy, happy tears. Beautiful. Transcendent messages from the every world. Thank you. Major healing. It was very powerful. Wonderful. Thank you. So many blessings. Kiss, kiss. Powerful insights. Thank you. Divine love, grace, gratitude. About time. Thank you. Yes, Tog. Receiving fluidity and flow. Great. Love and gratitude. Tejasvi, beautiful. Radiance. Majestic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Exclamation, exclamation. Bless you. Magnificent awareness and full of gratitude. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Love, magnificence, dignity, flow. Thank you so much, my dear. Received, Helene. Deep appreciation, majestic gratitude, amazing messages, love, healing. Red and purple hearts are wonderful, beautiful visuals, bliss and gratitude. Mohini, thank you. Yes, congratulations, guys. Starting your new year in Goa, Yash and Mohini. Let kindness rock. Yes. Lots and lots of images and visions and regal being magic. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.